You know what time it is. You know what time it is.
How firm thy friendship. Oh,
you know what time it is. Raw with them boys of the fall. You know what time it is. On the ground with a nose for the ball. You know what time it is. Blood, sweat, and them tears for this game. Leaving it all out on the field with no fear for you lames. Buckeyes by a billion. We in the building with over 100,000. We represent from the uttermost to the public housing. If we don't play, our wide receivers got your secondary shook, so they cook them like Bobby Flay. Hey, stay out of my way and trust me, cause I know it's OH. Somebody please give this brother an IO. Come on.
What up, Buckeye Nation? Welcome to the Buckeye Boys, where we talk about college football with real fans. I'm Devin. That's Mello. And as you can see, we got somebody special on the channel tonight. I might be smiling a little extra because big time fan of this young man here and what he does on the football field. Jamir Perez. Jamir, how you doing, brother?
Oh, I'm doing great, man. Doing great. How y'all feeling?
Blessed, brother.
yes,
Blessed,
sir.
man.
Sure.
For sure. Yeah, we're talking a little bit backstage. Anybody that listens to this show knows that the Buckeye Boys here, big fans of you, and also a lot of Buckeye Nation, man. You're about to see in this chat, dude. We're excited about your future, hoping that future switches to the Buckeyes, but that's not really what we're here to find out nor discuss. We want to get to know you as a person, as a football player. But first, if you're in that chat, please hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and share this feed. Let some people know what we got going on over here. So, Mello, how's your day been, man?
Man, I've been working, getting ready for this 4th of July festivities tomorrow. I've been power washing the house and the deck, I still got to go to run to the liquor store and get some charcoal and some other stuff. So
hold up. Time out. He said, I still got to run to the liquor store to pick up some charcoal. Yeah, JJ caught it too. Come on, Mello. Take that somewhere. Bro, we know what you doing, dude.
Well, I got to do both. I just combined. You know what I'm saying?
Walmart sells charcoal, bro. No,
Those are gas station, but yeah.
I get it. Yeah, I get it. I got to make a run to the liquor store as well to pick up some charcoal for the 4th of July. So I'm right there with you, brother. Well, yeah, let's get into this thing. JJ, you, right? Obviously, football is a big part of your life now, man. Committed to Florida right now, making the decision tomorrow. So, hopefully your future is going to have some football in it somewhere, right?
Yeah.
How did it get there? Take us back to the beginning. How young were you when you started playing football?
So I could say I always loved the sport football, and I started playing, like taking it serious when I was about 10. I wasn't always as big, but I always played the line. My thing always been guard, DN, D tackle. But then once I really knew where my future was, when I was about 12 years old, and shout out to my team, the Westside Wolverines. A lot of my teammates, we all grew up together. We played together, and starting at 12, we lost the game right before the championship, and we was sick with it because we was such a good team, And then fast forward my last year in Little League football, I'm 14 years old, and I just seen how big I was becoming, and how I really mattered to the team. I was getting recruited by every other high school in Ohio, and we won the championship that year, and we was dog, and it's just football always been a thing for me where I could hit people without getting in trouble, and I was always do something I love, you know what I'm saying? And, football is just one of them things for me that it's like a passion, and it's not just a sport for me. It's a passion. It's a way for me to express myself, and it's a way for me to help my family, So,
amen, man. That's a pretty beautiful answer, man, all the way around. Love hearing if you play on the line, here on the Buckeye Boys, we talk about O-line or D-line. We want violence. We need to see some
exactly.
violence down in that line.
Yeah.
I love that answer, bro.
And, you know, that's my main thing with it, you know, violence. You know, even with my highlight tape, I had the big club on. I broke my wrist and I broke my hand and my wrist last year in G. You know, team was just like, we gotta thug it out, man. You know, so I put that club on and we was rolling.
I
Yeah.
love it, bro. That's great, dude.
So growing up, did you play any other positions besides nose tackle and D tackle at all?
Usually I play some running back. Had a couple little QB specials. I just tossed the ball in. You know what I'm saying? A couple times, but I was mainly I was that third down running back, like Jerome Bettis type of
Yeah.
thing. You know, when they needed that first down or that touchdown for 5 yards, I was getting that rock.
Man, that's pretty
Yeah.
impressive that you know who Jerome the Bus Bettis is at
Yeah,
your
man.
age, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good stuff, man. So obviously we know what you're up to now, playing a lot of football, bro. But
Yeah.
give us a little behind the scenes, man, of who you are as a person. Or you like to go out fishing, hunting, camping, or you playing
Well,
video games? What you like to do, man?
to
Movie
me,
guy? What is it?
I'm a keeper. I like to play the game. You know, and one thing about me that a lot of people might not think, I like to read anime. I love anime. I like to read. I like to write. I like to write stories about the anime. I'm very much. I love music. I love '90s. I love '80s music. You know, I love the new editions of Jodeci's. You know,
Old soul, baby.
I say the Al Greens. You know, Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes. You know, like I just love music all around. You know, and I'm really I like the R&B side of things. You know, I love wrestling. Like, see, John Cena, my favorite wrestler of all time. Favorite wrestler of all time. You know, like if it wasn't football, it'd either be wrestling or me trying to get an R&B group and sing. So
Bro,
yeah,
that's fire, man. You got
yeah,
that
man,
old soul. I
For
love it,
yeah,
man.
sure.
yeah.
I
Hold up.
love
So
it, bro.
you sing? You got
Huh?
pipes? You got some pipes?
I could do a little song when I'm warmed up and when I'm feeling it. I could sing.
All right. So here's a suggestion. If you flip to Ohio State, I need you to go ahead and sing Carmen's song
Carmen
for
Rye.
us for
Yeah.
your commitment speech. You know what I'm saying? Get that
Hey,
first chorus for all the fans out here.
hey, man. I don't know. Possibly. I don't know, man. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. So yeah, man, that's good to hear. Appreciate you sharing all that, man. That is
Oh yeah, for
interesting to
sure.
get to know you know what I mean, the person behind the football player.
Yes,
But
sir.
hey man, one thing me and Mello have learned, dude, from talking to all these recruits and stuff is the amount of support that it takes for you to be surrounded with to get where you're at, right? I mean, you
Right.
are being recruited by the best teams in the nation, man. Like you're in the top 1% of kids your age that get an opportunity like this. But with
Yes, sir.
that, especially in today's day and age, man, you're going through it right now. You know the stress that comes behind all this recruiting, even the decision that
Mhm.
needs to be made. You got nil, you got the money that you deserve to
Mhm.
be paid. You got right the development,
Mhm.
you got the home feeling, you got all these decisions and all this time and money and effort put into the recruiting side.
Right.
Give us a little detail about who do you got supporting you, who do you got helping you with training. Give us some insight on the
So
people that you're surrounded with.
so first off, you know, I gotta give grace. I gotta grace to the man upstairs, you know, God, you know what I'm saying? Because,
Amen, bro.
you know, honestly, for me, I wouldn't be in this position right now, you know what I'm saying? Like my sophomore year, I had a torn ligament in my shoulder. You know, our first game, killing it, then end up getting hurt. I ain't play for the rest of the season. So then, you know, junior year happened. I'm ready. I'm happy. Then the hand thing happened, you know. So it was just a lot of adversity, but you know, it was I say with God and then I say my team, you know, like sincere, that's like a brother to me, you know what I'm saying? Everybody like brothers to me, you know, and it's just like they walked me with so much, and I already knew some of them, but like coming to the Ville, being a part of that, it's always been nothing but a brotherhood. You know, Coach Gann, JG, Coach Mo, Coach Coffee, just the whole coaching staff really helped motivate me. You know what I'm saying? Then you know, I got to give credit to my dad. You know, my mom. You know, my grandma. You know, that's my lady right there. You know, my girlfriend. You know, she's a part. You know, she take me to practices. She take me to training. everybody plays a part in the motivation and why I do what I want to do and why I'm doing what I need to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, and of course, my friends and my homies, just all of us kind of on the same page when it comes to this football thing.
Yeah.
You have some friends who come and go. You have people who God just put out your life for a reason. And now I know for sure I'm surrounded by people who are on the same page as I am, who treaded down the same path, similar path that I am. You know what I'm saying? So
Dang, man, much respect, bro. You give some, you be talking real. You're on here talking real, man. I love that, dude. It's a beautiful answer that you can tell that a bunch of truth behind that, a lot of emotion, a lot of realness, dude. That's
yeah,
amazing, man. Keep doing what you're doing, bro, for sure. Mello, what
sure,
you got?
It's always good to see these young men that Ohio State are recruiting. They all seem to all have one thing in common besides their character, and is that they're supported by a tremendous support system, right? So I think that's awesome that you have that around you because not everybody has that, and they
right,
end up making poor decisions and could
yeah,
be very talented, right? And never
yeah.
see the usage of that talent.
And I seen it
Uh,
firsthand. Not me. I ain't mean to cut you off. My
no,
bad,
go ahead, talk.
Do your
but
thing,
It's
bro.
about you.
but I had one friend. Unfortunately, we played football together. He bigger than me, but unfortunately, a situation happened where now he's in jail.
Yeah,
And it was a bunch of talent where he had the talent to be in the position I am right now. You know, and it's just all about the choices that you make in life. You know what I'm saying? It's all
yeah,
about even though anybody could turn into anything. We don't know what God got planned for us. We don't know, and it's all about the choices that we make. We got free will. You know what I'm
right,
saying? We could make the choice on, all right, am I going to this party or am I going here to go train? Or am I staying at the house? You know what I'm saying?
right.
And so one thing that for sure that always stuck with me, if I learned anything from the most is life is about choices and what's the choices that you are going to make. You feel me?
Mm,
So it's just
Yep.
like
yeah.
that's why a lot of my friends that I did know that I did grow up with, some of them went down their own path. Not might be the best, but they doing something. Some of my friends took the wrong path to where now they in jail or unfortunately, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gone.
So
Yeah.
yeah, so it's just really about the choices that you make in your life. And
Yeah.
I didn't been fortunate enough to make the right choices to get where I am today.
Absolutely, and a lot of that has to be with the support staff. But I wanted to bring back something that we were talking about behind stage that I don't think the
Yeah.
world is privy to. Is some insider knowledge about. Can you talk about what happened with COVID and your move to Memphis? And can you explain your body changes
Oh
from
yeah.
when you went to when you came back into where you're at now?
So I had starting the COVID, I was probably about 6 foot 6'1", about 210. And then I always been a big kid. After COVID, I was about 6'2", 6'2" and a half, about 390. I was big. I was coming back. But then
And where were
then
you? You were in Memphis, right?
yeah, I was in Memphis and then I came back here and that was about my 14U year. So my
Okay.
14U year, that's when I played, with my last year with the Wolverines. And, it was just I was a big boy. So then my transition my freshman year, I had lost a lot of weight. I got back. That's when I got back. I got down my lowest size. I was about 330, 325 between that range.
Yeah.
And so then I had an injury my sophomore year. So I got back up in weight. And I got back. I was with that about 370, 375. Then I go to Glenville last year. Come to Glenville. My stomach was hanging out all out here. I was bigger. Like, I don't know if y'all got it, but it's, I went viral at Old State in my junior year, my first camp with Coach Johnson. I was all over 247 sports and everything because I was extra big and I was moving the way I was. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's just for me to move my size. Sometimes I don't know how. The strength I got, how quick I am at my size.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah,
Nah,
Yeah.
it's
yeah,
crazy for real. Like
yeah,
all
man.
That,
American crazy.
yeah. It's gonna take you places, man, for sure, dude. We
Right.
don't. here on the Buckeye Boys, we don't pay attention to those rankings, man. A lot of the recruiting industry, a lot of fans, they do. They don't mean much around here. And the truth is, once all these seniors in high school step foot on that college field, they're all equal. They're all
We all equal.
freshmen
We all freshmen.
They
in
never
college.
done it before.
You know, all that rankings ain't gonna really matter. It's gonna be about, all right, now when we put you through hell, can you make it? You know, because not no offense to anybody at all, but you know, some people have always been told they've been the greatest, or always made excuses for. You know, I ain't gonna at Glenville. We work. No, we don't got too much, but we make it work. You
Dude, I want to dive into that. That's perfect transition there, because here at Ohio State, being a fan, man, if there's one high school in the state of Ohio that we know about, it is Glenville, right? There's that Glenville brotherhood we know about, and we always hear about the Ohio State brotherhood, and we hear about that connection as well. So, dude, tell us anything you want to let us know about Glenville, the program you're in. Give us the inside of what's that brotherhood like, what's that program like, and what is that Ohio State feel that's there in that program in particular?
You see, we have this thing called FCA every Wednesday where we pray to God and we talk about God. And one major thing that we have in common with Ohio State is that aspect of it, you know. And no lie, hey, Glenville, you know, it's rough because we play hard, we hit hard. You know what I'm saying? You know, academics is great. You know, we ain't no goofballs or nothing. But when it comes on that field, you have to be tough because brothers fight. And some we might fight with our mouths, some we might fight with our fists. You know, like we are brothers at the end of the day, though. You know, and I love everybody on my team equally. You know what I'm saying? And I consider all of them my brothers because what we go through, we bleed together, we sweat together, we cry together. When I need a shoulder to lean on, I'm leaning on somebody's shoulder. When they need a shoulder to lean on, they can lean on my shoulder. You know, it's a lot of work. You know, and we get. I feel like sometimes with us, people have a tendency, oh, it's Glenville, so they got this and third, they got this and they got this third. We don't got all the facilities that everybody else got, man. You know, we get ours out the mud, and I feel like that's what make us Glenville. We get out the mud and we don't sit there and let something get handed to us. We got to put our head down in that dirt and we got to work for it because ain't nobody go give it to us. You know what I'm saying? If we want it, you got to take it. You got to work for it. Got to get that grit, get dirty.
Amen. Yeah,
you know?
I love it, bro. That's the best way to get it. That's when those lessons and that character that you build during that process, man, that's biblical right there, dude. Every disciple God used, read what they went through before they got used by God, man. They were in the mud, bro. So those are those lessons, man, that you get taught. That's that you'll never forget it, man. That's that altar that you always got to remember, man, where you came from, what the adversity you go through. We watched Ohio State last year. They won the national title. How'd they do that? Man, they went through the mud. They got it the hardest way you can imagine winning a title. That's why it's undisputed, bro. There's nobody can touch that title last year with a 100-foot pole, bro, because of the adversity that they went through. And if they didn't have what you're talking about, those shoulders, that brotherhood that only is gained through the hard times, you got to stick with it. If they didn't have that, there ain't no natty. I fully believe that.
If they ain't have that, the work and the effort, and if they didn't have God, because I feel like,
amen,
really with the players, man, like that play with Jack Sawyer, and when he got that, bro, that was nothing but God. Thank you.
Amen,
man,
bro.
That play, bro, that play was something crazy, man.
I was there in person. That was intense. Yeah.
So,
love it, man.
You know, it's just a blessing overall, man. Everything for real. You know, it might be hard, but I'm just glad I'm here going through it, and I'm glad I'm learning as a young man how to handle situations. You know,
amen, man.
Yeah.
So you have another Buckeye that plays on your team, one level behind you, right? So what's that dynamic like on high school field? How do the teams try to scheme you guys up? And does he love that you take on double teams so much so he's free?
Sincere love it. Sincere, you take all the tackles, all the sacks. He take everything, you know what I'm saying? Because As soon as I get triple teamed, I'm getting off the ball. Next thing you know, I just see Sincere flying in the backfield, looking like Superman, and just hitting somebody. You know what I'm saying? But it's a blessing, because I ain't gonna lie. With Sear, even he make up for me a lot. A lot of the tackles out there, I probably grip dude, let go the jersey. Sear was right there to make up for it. It's a crazy dynamic because people ain't know me at first and they didn't understand. So by the time that fourth game came, that's when I saw. No, by the time that second game came, that's when I knew I was starting to get schemed. Like it's such a and I came in and with me and Sarah, we can't even take all the credit, bro. Like, yeah, we might, be that on that the highest recruiters on the recruit side wise, but we got some scales, CJ, K-Line, we got some beasts, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
JoJo, we got some hitters on our on that defense side, in the offense side too. But my opinion, defense, our defense, we the
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's just everybody overall, we got the mentality like we got to be dogs. Like our schedule this year, straight heat. You know what I'm saying? We got Massillon first game, Olentangy Liberty, Avon, um,
Mm.
St. Ed's. We got Hoban this year. So,
That's everybody.
yeah,
That's all of them, dude.
we going against the guys, you know what I'm saying? So we gonna have to put our head down and work, you feel me? And
Yeah.
that's why I always say like our team's so raw and authentic because we want to do it. We had days where we tired, where it's hot outside, but we want to do it because we know the rewards and we know what we can get off that. Can't nobody take our work away from us. You feel
So
me?
what
Yeah.
game should me and Dev pull up on? Which
Massillon.
one's going to be the fire one?
Massillon.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah?
If
I
not
bet you.
Massillon,
That's
if not Massillon, come to the St. Ed's game.
Mhm.
yeah.
Massillon,
That's
but I would say aim for that first game.
yeah.
August 22nd.
We're
The,
gonna
the day y'all gonna see some heads get knocked off.
we're gonna have to check that. We got to check that one out for sure, man. But let's dive into kind of what's going on now. But let's start with your recruiting process, man. Let us know when that first offer came. Who was it, right? And then some other offers in some other schools that are recruiting you pretty hard.
So last year around the summertime, I got my first offer from Troy, and my recruitment, it blew up a little bit, but it didn't blow up until right after the season. That's when Cincinnati, my first big one was Cincinnati, and then everything you'll start rolling in after that, and it was kind of so much of a rush because I didn't really blow up in the last five, 6 months, man.
Yeah.
And I was just in disbelief, with the Alabamas, Floridas, Wisconsin's, the O State. Like I I was in disbelief about a lot of that, man. And I ain't never thought I could really be there, So it was kind of a rush, but it was a kind of a thrill slash rush. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like all this happening for me. They want me, and so
Yeah.
it was kind of a surreal experience for sure.
Yeah.
And at this point where I am in the growing process, like I'm thankful for everybody. I'm blessed that they believed in me and saw me as a potential player on their roster. You know, but now, in the process where I'm at, I didn't dwindle it down. You know, between the two, and I just can't wait until everybody knows that decision tomorrow, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amen,
We're
man.
excited
Tell us
about it.
about Yeah. Tell us about when Ohio State came in. Tell us about that relationship. Who reached out to you? How did that relationship with Ohio State
So
start? And kind of walk us through the timeline of where you're at now with the people on the
yeah,
staff.
so last year, after the bus tour and after the camp, Coach Johnson put me into his office like, "Hey, we love you, we love your side, but this we want you to lose weight, want you to change your body, and they want to see the film, So this time around, I done lost the weight, my body didn't change, and my film, they like my film,
Yeah.
So me and Coach Johnson been talking since my junior year, like the summer of the end of my sophomore year, my junior year, like he always had that relationship with me, and then recently he's been Coach Washington, it's just D line coach, Coach Johnson, Coach Day, Coach Patrick, Coach Patricia. Like, I've been talking to a lot of the staff, and Coach Patricia, defensive coordinator, you coach Vince Wilfork. And that's,
Yep.
I get compared to Vince Wilfork, Adonis, and Chris Jones a lot. And having Coach Patricia as my defensive coordinator, that gave me an idea, like, okay, like, all right, hold on now. Like, he coached big guys. He is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, that helped with the dwindling down between them two. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so just the relationship with them, is great. I love the whole coaching staff, and it's, we for sure talk, and it's a very good relationship between me and the coaches.
Man. Good stuff.
So,
Mello?
Someone asked a good question in the chat. They wanted to know what time will you be doing your announcement tomorrow?
I'm announcing at 12. I'm announcing at 12. I'm not doing no big like hat and all that. I'm gonna just announce it on Twitter and on Instagram.
Gotcha.
Oh, can you tag us in that if you possible?
Yeah.
Hey, hey, by the way, we'll wait for you to see what you decide, right? But if you pick the Buckeyes, man, we got a sick graphic on the way for you. I'll shoot it your way if that happens. But kind of clear it up, man, and not to put pressure on you, but you tweeted out that you're going to have an announcement. So are you saying that announcement tomorrow is going to be where your final choice? Is that what you're planning on doing? You're going to make that final decision? Okay, cool. Right. A lot of people didn't know that, man. So that's cool to add clarification to that. We're excited. We're going to be paying attention for sure. But man, tell us, what I want to know is, like, what are you looking for? What are your hopes for your college career? And what are the necessary things for whatever college you choose? What's like your number one, your number two, your number three, your list of what you got to have?
My number one is getting the same opportunity, earning the opportunity to be like, all right, I could play, for sure, just having the same equal chance and they be able to show like, hey, y'all didn't waste no scholarship on me. I'm here. You know what I'm saying? No offense. It's just like, it's a dog's world, man. You gotta earn it. You know what I'm saying? Those will be my brothers wherever I go, but they will be my brothers. They will be my teammates. But when they come to that, getting on the field, everybody got to work. You know what I'm saying? And I'm working to earn mine. You know what I'm saying? So just able to get that same opportunity, making sure like it's a home vibe, like the people there is genuine people. They not some type of vendetta. It's not some type of hating or nothing. It's like everybody want the best for everybody, and everybody go bring out the best in everybody. No hairy stuff. That's just what we do. You know what I'm saying? And just making sure I had that relationship, and overall, just everything helps me benefit to my career. Schooling. What I want to do in life after football, just everything revolving around my life. I want my choice to be able to make sure it could contribute to that.
Man. Mello?
So I wanted to go through your process about the OV with Ohio State. What was that like? Did you enjoy it? Could you feel the brotherhood as you walked in the WAC?
Oh, yeah. It was automatically that. I understand. I understand that. You know what I'm saying? It's like it was such a great experience. And previously the olderville guys that's there, like Arvell, Bryce, Toe, them being there and already seeing the roles that they are in because of how much work they didn't put in, it's crazy. You know what I'm saying? It's really like, all right, if these boys did it, we can do it too. We up next with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And if for sure. And to answer this question, I love Coach Johnson. The highest respect for him. I love Coach Johnson. But just being there and seeing how they train and seeing how they work, it was for sure a great experience. Hanging out with the coaches, hanging out with the players, how welcome they made me feel, my family feel and everything. It was a great experience.
How much did Arvell change, like physically, from high school to where he is now?
Arvell, he was skinny. Arvell done got big, man. field and got cocky and big. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, see that's my plan. My freshman year, just come in, change up my whole little aspect. Wherever I go, change up my whole body with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, you're getting a lot of love from these Buckeye fans in the chat. They've been saying it, but I said, hey, put these comments back in here because, like we were talking before, man. To have a body type like yours, move the way you do, that's got more of a down south type stigma to it. Players like
Yeah.
that, but you're homegrown here in the state of Ohio. The
Oh yeah.
Buckeyes, they need some uplift on the defensive line and recruiting, and we hope that decision tomorrow is the Buckeyes. That'd be fantastic, man. But dude, it's truly, man, seriously been an honor doing this interview
Sure.
with you, getting to know you. I've been talking back and forth with you for a while, so it's an honor to meet you, man. It's no
Yeah.
wonder, dude, because football is way more than just skills or size or anything
Yeah.
like that. Just like Ryan Day says, man, the most important thing is he wants to raise men the right way to be successful in life first.
Right.
Then number
Right.
2 on the football field, because if you're not doing the right thing off the field, what makes you think you're going to do the right thing on the field? And hearing your mentality, your outlook on things, your outlook on football, your outlook on life, the brotherhood aspect of Glenville you talked about, man, it just, bro, it's amazing to hear you got the characteristics, you got the morals, you got everything that Ohio State is looking for, man. I was just recently at an OT7 event, the Nationals, and there was top recruits all over the place. And bro, if there was one common denominator about the conversations that Ohio State was brought up in, it was that locker room experience there. Like, there's no other team in the nation that can match what Ohio State has going on in the locker room when it comes to brotherhood. And you
Right.
mentioned that with Glenville. So it's kind of cool to hear, man, that little inside from a player that plays at Glenville. So we appreciate you sharing that. But to wrap this up, Mello, you got any final questions or comments?
Man, shout out to Lucia Buck. I love this comment right here. Sincere needs you to take up some more double and triple teams for him. Come be a Buckeye.
Hey. Hey. We'll see tomorrow.
We'll see.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll see.
So,
We'll see,
I just want to thank you for coming on the show and joining us, man. You're a
Yes,
fan
sir.
favorite, as you can see. You're one of our favorites for sure, without a doubt. Like Dev said, guys like you grow down south, not up north. So, like, it's huge to have someone in your backyard that's as elite as you. Not just with the size, but you have the quickness of a little guy, right? So you have the footwork of a little guy. So that's what I think is going to separate you from everybody else in this class, honestly, because
Yes, sir.
there's nobody at your size that could move like you move. Honestly, that's just a flat out fact. So those rankings don't mean anything at all. As long as you put your head down and you grind, nobody's stopping
Yeah.
you, bro.
And that's how I feel about it. It's no disrespect to no rank. I'm proud of the boys who them 4 or 5 stars. They work. They deserve that. You know what I'm saying? And it's just no offense to anybody, but for me, it's like genuine nose. I'm the best nose tackle in the country.
Right.
And but it ain't even just about being overconfident. It's just like I could show it better than I could tell it. You know what I'm saying, man? And
Amen.
that's what I really mean by putting my head down and work.
Right.
I don't want everything. Life not gonna give anything to you. So why would I want something to be handed to me because, oh yeah, you're the big guy, get it? No, I want to bleed for it. I want to sweat for it. Like I'm just gonna have everybody got I'm gonna have the days where I'm tired. But I'll complain all day, but I'm gonna get it done. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna work because nothing's gonna get handed to you. You know what I'm saying? And I can't sit back and get comfortable, sit back and get settled when I know it's somebody behind me and somebody in front of me looking to keep their spot or either take my spot.
Yeah,
bro. I'm gonna tell you right now. You keep that. If those, you keep that mentality right there. Ain't nothing nobody, nothing, no situation, nothing stopping you when you get on that college field, man. That's the mentality. And bro, that's becoming so rare. That mentality you just said right there in today's day and age with recruiting is becoming extremely rare, man, because there's so many bright toys to look at, so many offers, so many this fame, that all this stuff, bells and whistles going off everywhere, that I believe, man, the sight of, right, that mentality right there just gets lost, right? And it's getting lost even more and more, man. So, dude, it's really cool. And to hear that you have that mentality. Clearly, you've been surrounded by a lot of good people in your life, a lot of people that know what it's like to work hard
Yes,
and
sir.
get what they know they're worth, instead of, trying to just get their worth handed to them. They go out and they earn
Right.
that worth, man. So that's awesome to hear, man, dude. I'm so stoked to hear your decision that you're going to make tomorrow. I'm going to be hitting a refresh on social media when it comes around noontime, trying to see, right, what that decision is, man. But I'm glad you got on here. We're definitely going to have you back on, man. We consider you family here at the Buckeye
Oh, yes,
Boys.
sir.
So once we see that decision, I really don't care where it is, bro. I'm going to reach out to you, get you back on here, have another conversation with you here, 3, 4 months, 6 months, whatever. We're going to be following your high school career, man, and try to get down to one of them games, bro. Mello, what you got? Final words.
Yeah.
Man, appreciate you. Love your energy. I love your thought process. You're well ahead of the game for kids your age. And as long as you stay with that mentality, forget the football field, just in life in general, you're going to be a tremendous success. The one last question I wanted to ask, I forgot to ask, what do you want to study? What do you want to do outside of football?
Well, me, it's kind of hard for me because, like I told you, I like to write. So I'm thinking about creative writing, but I like business, and for me, it's like if I go into business, business overall will help me understand, my contracts, things I'm reading, have a better understanding. So I'm leaning more towards the business aspect of things, but, I would major in business. I would find some way how to connect my business to the writing because I want to write too. I want to learn a professional. I want to learn that. So I'll probably minor in writing too. So I'm gonna find some way to connect that, but business for sure will probably most likely be my major.
Well, man, like I said before, it sounds like you got the perfect mentality to go grab and get whatever dreams that you want to go get, man, bro. And
Yes,
ain't
sir.
nothing gonna stop you when you got the mentality of everything you do. You got to go get it out the mud, bro. It's hard to be stopped, man. So again, huge honor. Feel privileged to
It
have
was
you
an
on
honor
this
here,
show
man.
interview.
It
Yeah,
was an
man.
honor here, man.
Yeah, well, good stuff, brother. We praying for you and your decision you're gonna make. Be rooting you on for time to come. Hopefully, we can get you back on here in the future, bro. But on that note, appreciate you, brother. Go Bucks, OH, man.
Yes, sir.
He felt nervous to say the IO right now, but we'll, you know what I mean. Look at him laughing.
Get him to say IO tomorrow.
Yeah, he was laughing down below in the sky, but I tried to pull him back up, but yeah, he was laughing. But yeah, man, I feel confident. You know what I'm saying? Was a little breaking news there. Nobody knows that he's making his decision tomorrow. That is not known. Nobody knew that. They knew he was making an announcement. Yeah. Everybody's been trying to guess what that announcement is, but we just heard it from him. He's making his decision tomorrow. He's going to be letting people know where he's going to be playing college football at. And I'm going to tell you, I know you guys hear from me all the time about recruiting rankings and being underrated and all these things. And that just backed up, right, my feeling that I had towards what type of college football player he's going to be, because I see his physical attributes on the field. And right, I've always thought, if this kid has the right mentality at that size, that feet, that speed, the feet quickness, you better watch out, man, because I don't know who's going to be stopped. Well, it just got confirmed. He has literally the perfect. You can't ask for a better mentality in a football player than, I like that. Get it out the mud, right, bro? That might be a Buckeye Boys. I mean, I've heard that forever, but we might make it a thing, a slogan here on the Buckeye Boys.
We could do it. We're going to make it a slogan. We're going to own it.
Yeah. But that's good news, man. I feel like it's going to be good news. We need some help on the defensive line with recruiting right now. Got a lot of people with some angst out there, some nervousness. What's going on? What are we going to do? And now we got another decision coming. And I'm not talking about tomorrow. I'm talking about July 11th. For KJ Ford, 6'4", 235-pound defensive end out of Duncanville, Texas, teammate of Landon Barnes, who just chose Ole Miss over Ohio State. His finalists are Florida, Ohio State, Texas A&M, Florida just lost their number one edge prospect to LSU. So they're going to be coming extremely hard for KJ Ford. Texas A&M, we know what they're about. Quite frankly, we know what both these schools are about. Dropping in bags. That just is what it is. Those are they're top 5 desperate teams in the nation. Not really arguable there. You know what I'm saying? They can't show recruits a bunch of development and a bunch of success to get them to come there. They got to make up for that with that bag, and that's just the reality of it, man.
You know what I'm wondering? You know what they can show? What Texas A&M can show them though, that everyone forgets. They could show their historical recruiting ranking from the 22 class and where all those guys ended up. And the number 1 defensive lineman in that class nationally, I think he got drafted by the Bengals, and he only had 5 or 7 sacks total career-wise.
I think it might have been 4, but
okay.
yeah.
I was trying to give him leeway. You know what I'm saying? But all I'm saying is if you pick Texas A&M, you might not be that serious. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion, I know they got Mike Elko is a whole different beast over there right now, but you really got to be jumping on a grenade, taking a chance going out there.
Yeah. I want to back up real fast. Still people in the chat. I want to make it clear here on the Buckeye Boys. The second that Jamir Perez got his offer to Ohio State, we put in our boys boom, our Buckeye Boys boom, and our pick was Ohio State. So that is still our pick. It hasn't changed. He's committed to Florida, but we think that ultimately that brotherhood, that relationship that Coach Johnson has built with him, and that Glenville connection is going to win out in the end. But we'll find out. But back to what you're saying. Yeah, what is it? Shamar Stewart or whatever?
Yeah.
The Bengals. Yep. The Bengals signed him in the first round. He's still not playing football. Still hasn't signed his contract. The last I checked. Freak of nature athletically, but didn't do it on the field. Had 4 sacks in his career. One of the most disturbing, confusing picks of this draft to date. That he, a 4-sack career, 4 or 5, whatever the sack number is, got picked over JT and Jack, just to name a couple. That is super surprising. And then, you see the results of that. Dude's still not playing football, right? Clearly.
The Bengals going Bengals. I know there's a lot of Bengals fans in this chat, but I'm sorry. You guys are just going to Bengal. That's what they do. They Bengal it up.
Well, I'm a Browns fan, so there's not too much. I can't say too much. You know what I'm saying?
I know you guys passed up Will Howard to take the Knoll and Dylan Gabriel, and then y'all took Shador Sanders right after. I don't know, man. The Ohio franchises are you guys are just got something wrong with y'all. You guys need to hire Ross Bjork to go ahead and take over.
Yeah. So it's that back to KJ Ford. The next, my next information I'm putting out is just information that I have heard that has been spoken out of somebody's mouth that I consider in the know. I consider them that because I know that they are. And this is information from a couple different people, right? Number one conversation I had was told that on the visit, KJ Ford wants to be a Buckeye, loves the Buckeyes. After that visit, really opened his eyes to a lot of things. And then conversation number 2, I was told that there's a lot of people in his circle that really want him to pick the Buckeyes, okay? Information stored away in your brain. There you go. But we know, right, what's been going on at defensive end recruiting, and to just for all the, I don't know how else to put it, but I mean, we just been being bought out. Luke Waffle was committed to the Buckeyes, told Ohio State, hey, I'm committing to you, right? On a lesser offer than other offers he was being given. But then USC came out with that $1 million more than Ohio State was offering and around that number. I mean, it's like that. You believe it. It seriously is. I'm telling you, that's how it is. I mean, some recruits that have signed with Ohio State and are still signed with Ohio State are being offered still to this day 5 times the amount that I'm not, those numbers aren't
There's no exaggeration to that either. We know that for a fact.
Yeah, it's not a, I think I know. It's not a, let me read these message boards. Let me hear this YouTube show. That's what it is, right? So we'll see, man. See if we can come in with this KJ Ford. But again, with what's going on, what's happening is a lot of teams are giving a lot of upfront money, right, on these offers, right? And what Ohio State's doing is essentially, this is my best understanding of it, they're offering recruits the revenue sharing aspect of the house settlement. So that's their only offer, which is very minimal. It's only $14.5 million on an entire football team. So they're offering them, hey, we know for a fact we can get you this money, but because of all these rules, we got to wait and see what we can do with our in-house nil that we have, the Buckeye, whatever it's called. But we'll make up for it. We're going to be getting you a bunch of these deals, but those deals aren't set in place yet because it's so new.
Yep.
And they're working through that. They're working with companies around Columbus to get these packages together. But all these other schools are still offering, hey, look, this is what we going to give you for sure, right? It was just tweeted out by a big, I forget the name, Pete Nakos, somebody like that said a lot of fake money being thrown around.
Pete Nichols.
And I'm going to tell you, you're about to find out. You wait till signing day. There's a lot of fake money being thrown out there because people just want these recruits to sign. Why? Because then they'll have that excuse, right? When they can't pay them, they'll say, oh, well, these are the rules, right? We just got beat in court. We're going to sue them. We lost that case, whatever it is. So they have that legit excuse to say, hey, look, we can't give you the number we told you we were going to give you because of these rules, but no other team in the nation is going to either. You're already here. You built these relationships. I think that's what's going on. And I think, certain teams, I don't think it's going to go well for them. I'm in the minority there. I talked to a lot of people in this realm, and I'm in the minority of thinking that these teams that plan on suing the NILGO clearinghouse, I think they're going to lose. I think the clearinghouse settlement is going to stand, and that's the way it's going to be. But about 80% of the people I talk to that are as deep into the recruiting side of as you can get, they think it's not going to stand up in court. Mello.
So you made a valid point. Christopher Sawyer says they need to be offering more or doing something that's costing us recruits on the D-line. So, Chris, this is the thing. They're playing a long game, right? They're basically saying, we know you can't pay these kids, right? A lot of these kids, Ohio State was the number one choice. But when you get outbid 4 to 5 times what Ohio State is going to pay you, you're going to, a lot of these kids, is a lot of money to turn down. Like, seriously, that's like life-changing money. What's going to happen, what I think is going to happen, you're going to see a whole lot of flips and a whole lot of decommits, in my opinion. And you might see us double back. They also might not. Ohio State sometimes, unless you're really like that, sometimes they're like, all right, you had your opportunity. We moved on from you. And Ohio State can do that because we have the best position group coaches in terms of developing. Now, who at defensive tackle is better than J.J. Perez outside of, in my opinion, Deuce Gerald's? Who in the country is better than him? I don't know anyone.
Or Damari Simeon.
Right? I'm just saying, like, there's small margins, and where those kids are going to go, they're not going to develop. Look at Shamar Stewart. He was so highly ranked coming out of high school, and he didn't do anything in college, right? So a lot of these choices have consequences for these kids, but you just have to trust the coaches in the process. It's going to hurt right now, especially us as fans. We want the best class. We want the best of everything, right? That's just who we are. We're Ohio State fans. That's why Ohio State only has one losing season in its history, because we demand so much from the program, from the college, from this coaching staff. And that's fine, and it's all good. I just don't want you guys freaking out too much, because it's going to be okay, I promise you. It's all going to work itself out.
Yeah. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say that I think right now J.J. Perez, Damari Simeon, or Cameron Brickell are the best defensive tackles in the nation, right? But what I will sit here and tell you is I think Jamir Perez and Damari Simeon for sure have just as much potential and can be better than the number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5 D tackles in the nation right now. They can do that. That can happen. They have the skill set. They have the body type. They have the mentality to do that. That can happen. right? The margins between a player ranked like Jamir Perez and Deuce Gerald's, if you look at the star rankings, that margin is huge. On the field, bad example because two different type of players, but you guys know what I'm saying. On the field, boy, you'd be hard pressed to watch that film and find that margin, right? Up against the same competition, the same teammates, there's so many variables, man. And bro, that's what I've just learned. I've learned that throughout these years of following recruiting, that the margins are not from number 1 to number 20 to number 50, bro. Those margins are not there. And now you do have your rare players, the JJ Smiths. I believe Braylon Womack is one of those type of players in this class where he is just on a little bit different level right now. But
that's what I wanted to say, Dev, before you move on. The one thing that I would like to change, because me and Dev also, we have some inside information on this. I would like Ohio State to do, instead of coming out at a high school and having these guys sign 3-year contracts, let them do a 1-year contract, because then you can offer less money, right? And then have them earn it for that second contract. You'll be more inclined to get some of these players in. But if you're offering that significantly less money and trying to lock them in for 3 years and then saying like, yeah, it could be negotiable, but a lot of people get apprehensive once they sign that paperwork, right? Like, are you really going to renegotiate it? Like, this is signed, sealed, and delivered. So that's the only thing I would maybe change if I was Ohio State, is just do the coming out of high school as a year-to-year basis. This is what we're offering you for the first year. If you produce, we could go ahead and renegotiate the second year.
Yeah, and okay, so just I want to dive into this just a little bit more and then get on the one more thing, then we'll wrap it up here. But as far as a lot of people are blaming LJ, right? For the misses on the D-line recruiting for the last 3 years. And that could be partially true, right? There could be that overall perspective. Hey, LJ's older. He's not going to be here till we're done, right? Well, he might not be the D-line coach, but he'll be part of the coaching staff for a long time now. But you could have that size where LJ could be losing a little bit of juice. He could be, right? That could be happening, right? But you also could just be, even with that little bit of juice loss, he's still got the Block O backing him up, Matt Patricia, all that. He has won several of these recruitments. He just has. He won the Luke Waffle recruitment. That was one. He won that recruitment. The only reason that he's not here is money. That is out of LJ's. There's nothing he can do about it. And if you're an LJ hater, really the fair way to do it is you think of it like, hey, okay, LJ did his job there. He did his job. He got us a 5-star defensive end that can contribute as a freshman. He did his job, right? That's not his job to go out and offer, the amount of money that some of these schools are being offered. So, and 50, thank you so much, dude. Oh man, he said for the cause, maybe Mel and Dev, we'll get a Bengals hat. Yeah, dude. Hey, listen, you're not gonna catch me talking about a bunch of NFL stuff on here because I don't watch it like that. When I say I'm a Browns fan, I think I own one Browns shirt. I think you guys can see what type of fan I am. It's college football for me, man. Nothing else really does it for me. It just doesn't. My number 2 sport, you guys are going to love this, is the PGA Tour, man.
I knew you were going to say golf, but I know you.
Yeah.
You're going to say golf.
I watch me some golf, man. So, again, there can be two things true. LJ is losing some juice. I mean, we can't blame LJ for getting old. I mean, seriously, like, what are we talking about? So, yes, he's may not have it like he used to have it, but he is still able to win some of these recruitments. But money, a lot of these things, the past cycles, everybody says we're using as an excuse. Which excuse? And they say, well, how come Brian Hartline? Well, Brian Hartline ain't 70 years old, and he's got that juice, and he's pumping all these. So there is that factor. You guys are right. There is that factor. It is happening, but bruh, don't take it that far. It ain't all this D-line recruiting is not all on LJ. That's just a fact. There's no way around it. So yeah, you can get on LJ a little bit, I guess, if you want, for losing a little bit of juice, but we can't, you can't blame it all on him. What up, Will Starr?
That's for you.
Yeah, he said, Dev, I used to be a golf club pro, gave a bunch of, dang, seriously? bro. You
You
got to
got
get
to
here.
pull up to Florida.
Yeah, you got to
Dad
come
is
here,
calling
man.
me all the time on the course. Like, dude, I'm on the course, man. You gotta go golfing. I don't even know what a club looks like besides miniature golfing.
Yeah, so I'll tell you, my best round I have ever golfed, from the gold tees, from the blue tees, from the not the blacks. If you're a golfer, you know what I'm talking about. Was 5 under after 18, but that's rare. That was extremely good. My average, I mean, I'm probably after 18 holes, probably 5 over. But by God, I can have days where I'm 15 over. You know, it just is what it is. So
My
not the
second
best.
sport is women's soccer, by the way. I know you guys wanted to hear that. It's women's soccer. Nothing's better. American women's soccer. I had to throw that in there. I don't watch the WNBA. I'm sorry.
So is that when you say that's your favorite? So you really like playing that too, that sport?
Soccer? I
No.
love soccer.
Anyway, we got a QB today, man. Got Luke Fahey in the mix. Interviewed him yesterday. Perfect timing. We might have known where the dude was going already, but congratulations, Luke, for making your decision, dude. Sleep on him if you want. He's down on them rankings for who knows what. There's a lot of people, a lot of big time analysts that say he's the best quarterback this class out of the West. It's what it is. His decision making, his ability to read defenses, his ability to make the throws he needs to make. He is a Ryan Day quarterback, man. He is the so he's got just as much potential as these others. And again, these ranking services, man, you might have 1 or 2 quarterbacks a class that kind of really separate themselves. The margin's pretty big. But, man, when you get down to, like, the number 3 quarterback to the number 10 to the number 20, those margins, I mean, go look at statistics, go look at all the ratings, follow those college careers. And what I'm saying is just facts. It's backed up in every way you could think of.
So did you see Mr. Centinelli inbox us talking about Luke Fahey? He flat out said,
did.
You saw that message?
Yeah.
So that was cool. He's saying he's like Johnny Manziel without the off the field issues.
Yeah. I know.
So I mean that's pretty big time, to be honest with you. It's gonna make an interesting QB battle.
Yeah, that potential's there, and we got to wrap it up here. But
yeah,
rest assured, man,
this charcoal from the liquor store.
Rest assured, man, this Buckeye staff knows what they're doing. There are so many unanswered questions with this house settlement and nil, what teams are doing. I mean, if you listen to a show that says they know what's going, I mean, I hear shows still talking about salary caps. There's a pretty big Ohio State show that keeps saying the word salary cap. There's not a salary cap, dude. There's no cap. There's a revenue share, right? But that is not, there's no cap on nil. These players can still go out there, just got to clear through the clearinghouse. So, so many questions that are unanswered. But if I had to guess on who probably knows the answer to most of those questions, it's probably the Ohio State coaching staff. So I reserve a little judgment there until I actually know what the flip's going on, because we don't. We've heard July 1st and August 1st is written, whatever. So much stuff out there, bro. So I just choose to trust the staff. Yes, probably can do a little bit better on defensive line recruiting, but I think they're doing a good enough job to be where they're at. It's not Brian Hartline-esque, but a lot of that's money. Some of it could be LJ slipping, but LJ is doing a good enough job recruiting good enough at The Ohio State. Just the nil aspect is making it to where people don't think he is anymore. But Mello, any closing statements, thoughts?
Man, this was a fun show. Shout out to JJ for coming on the show with us. We got some more bangers coming up. Tune in to Scoop right after this. They're going to have a good show. And we appreciate you guys joining us, Scoop and BBZ fam.
Yeah, for sure. Got a lot of big-time interviews. Angelo Smith is going to be coming on next week sometime. Derek Cooper, just spoke to his mom on the phone today, trying to get him on, be the next week or two before his decision. Hopefully we get him on. A lot of other people going to be coming on the show, man. And once we're out of interviews, we're coming here and chop it up with you guys in the chat to talk about this upcoming season. A lot of things left to talk about. A lot of news going to be coming out of the Woody here over the next couple weeks, couple months. You're going to want to tune in here, man. We've built some relationships with some people. Tune in to Scoop. Tune into the Buckeye Boys. Go subscribe if you haven't, please, on our Buckeye Boys channel. That's Buckeye Boys with the Z. Shout out Will Starr in the chat there, coming on board with the Buckeye Boys, helping us out with some thumbnails, some graphics, and our YouTube page and all of it, dude. Really good dude. Show him some love in the chat. But on that note,
hold on.
Appreciate you.
We gotta put this out. Ron Piles makes a good point. If you guys go out this weekend, not just for the night, but this weekend, make sure if you're gonna drink, you have a plan already in place. If we in the military, we always had a PACE plan. All my soldiers would know this is a primary, alternate, contingency, and an emergency. So that way you always will be fail proof. I mean, Uber should be definitely one of those plans. Maybe have a sober friend or DD, anything. Just please don't drink and drive at all. If you can help it, don't do it. Stay where you're at. Walk. I don't care what you do. Please do not get behind the wheel if you're drinking.
Chris Sowers, appreciate you watching again, man. See you in there all the time. Said didn't sound too convincing. We're gonna have a boom tomorrow. Only thing I'll do is reiterate that here on the Buckeye Boys, we are predicting him to end up in the Ohio State class. If you follow us in our recruiting predictions, I might give you a little confidence there. But we appreciate you guys for watching. We love you guys. Go Buckeyes. OH.
I-O.